Our girl, a dragon who fumbled her final form, got regressed into a tiny snake and almost became snake paste during hibernation. The audace! Enraged, I was about to give this human a fatal bite, when suddenly I noticed he was practically radiating dense dragon chi. Hold up. Back in my cultivation days, I'd heard that earthly emperors carry dragon chi and are under the protection of the heavenly Tao. Mess with them, and you're basically signing up for cosmic retribution. Hard pass. My true form is a dragon, and failing my transformation, then being reborn as a snake, was basically my last chance from the heavenly Tao. If I messed with this guy, I'm pretty sure the heavenly Tao would be like, nope, not today, Satan. But interrupting my beauty sleep hibernation, that's a federal offense, fam. Thinking this, I retracted my venom sacs. Killing him? Nah, but a little stress bite to vent? Totally fair game. Plot twist, this human's blood was unexpectedly sweet, like criminally good. So naturally, I just went ahead and had myself a full-on blood smoothie. After my little snack though, our boy's breathing got a little shallow. And then, of course, the heavens decided to throw a full-blown thunder tantrum. It was painfully clear, if this man kicked the bucket, the heavenly Tao would 100% send me a bill. A light bulb moment. Your girl suddenly had a stroke of genius. I found all sorts of emergency herbs, then used my snake body to literally squeeze out the healing juices for this dude. Some of those thorny herbs even tore my precious snake skin. The sacrifices I make. I couldn't take it, so I borrowed a little more blood every day to keep my energy up. Self-care, you know? This cycle went on for 3 days, but Mr. Dragon Blood Man was only getting worse, even radiating a faint death chi. Not good. Suddenly, a bolt of heavenly lightning decided to make a dramatic entrance from above. Your girl nearly shed her skin right then and there. One direct hit from that heavenly lightning, and anyone would be reduced to instant human dust. Gritting my teeth, I decided to go all in and transfer my paltry cultivation to this guy. Desperate times, y'all. If he lives, I'm claiming compound interest on that spiritual energy. If he dies, well, free snack, circle of life, babes. With those comforting thoughts, I slowly drifted off to dreamland. Xiao Yunjiang, our pretty boy ML, slowly opened his eyes to find a very sus white snake chilling on his chest. Excuse me, what in the cultivation world is happening? Did I accidentally stumble into a snake pit? Because this is not the vibe. Last he checked, he was being chased by shadowy figures, fell off a cliff, and was pretty sure he was a goner. So waking up was a flex. He glanced at the white snake, who was seemingly in a deep slumber. Wait, did a snake just save his life? Is this real life? Nah, impossible. If a snake could actually save a human, that would mean this snake is, like, fully sentient and probably a powerful demon, right? Just then, yours truly groggily fluttered open my eyes. The moment Xiao Yunjiang's eyes met mine, your girl suddenly felt a little peckish and eyed his wrist with extreme interest. His face immediately tightened up. Uh-oh, this snake isn't about to turn me into a snack, is it? He tried to move, but realized he was completely paralyzed. All he could do was stare as I, with my surprisingly sharp fangs, pierced his wrist. A moment later, a flicker of pure shock flashed in his eyes. Wait, this snake is actually sucking my blood. Then he looked closer, only to realize both his wrists had identical bite marks. So, not only is this snake not venomous, it's also been using him as a personal blood bank? What are you staring at, simp? It's just a little blood, no biggie. Is it really worth this intense side-eye, though? You're not poisonous. I tilted my head, gave a sassy little tongue flick, and then proceeded to take a few more bites. Nom nom nom. Hold on, this snake can actually understand me? How many days have I been out cold? He blurted out. He asked subconsciously, but then immediately froze, realizing the absurdity. Okay. So the snake might understand, but it's not like it can actually talk back, right? Seeing him all flustered, our girl couldn't help but sparkle with a hidden smile. RFL, being the ultimate baddie she is, casually scribbled a 5 with her tail, then dipped, heading off to forage for a little human snack. He is after all her emergency blood bank, food reserve. Meanwhile, Xiao Yunjiang was just utterly bewildered. Is this snake? Like for real, sentient? She's leveled up. Outside was freezing, her wounds were screaming, and worst of all, our girl's cultivation was gone. She almost pulled a "nah, I'm good" for her snack stash, but then remembered, no food for him means no blood for her. A queen's gotta eat. So, our little snake queen begrudgingly dragged her wounded self towards her usual wild fruit spot. She was already planning her compensation. Once her human snack ate his wild fruits, she'd drain him dry to make up for all this effort. Our multitasking queen scaled the tree, snatched some wild fruits, and even picked up some healing herbs on the way back. Productive day. The familiar hiss echoed, and Xiao Yunjiang peered at the cave entrance, only to see our poor FL, shriveled and struggling, dragging herself in. Her tiny tail was clutching 2 or 3 wild fruits, and some herbs, the blood on her body, now dried and crusty. Dedication, folks. And just like that, our simp ML's heart did a little ouchie. Wait, he's actually feeling humanity from a tiny snake? Simp flag officially raised. But the real shocker? Our girl directly offered him the wild fruit, then like a pro healer used her own body to mash the herbs and apply them to his wounds. Talk about five-star service. His eyes went wide. Duh. That's why our little snake queen had so many wounds and smelled like a whole apothecary. It was all for him. He finally got it. Little snake, you saved me. Our FL gave a cute little head tilt and a nod, her eyes sparkling innocently at Xiao Yunjing, totally innocent. Now eat up, simp. Under her intense gaze, Xiao Yunjing tentatively bit into the tiny fruit. Pressure much? His face immediately did the thing. Okay, so the fruit was sour, bitter, and bone-chillingly cold. But hey, in this survival sitch, food is food, right? He valiantly fought off the sour assault, slowly munching through the fruit, piece by painful piece. After 3 tiny fruits, bro was somehow more hungry. The disrespect. Our girl saw him finish, then gave 2 triumphant hisses, flashing those cute little fangs. It's snack time for her. Xiao Yunzheng's brain finally caught up. Oh, you want blood, got it. Our queen gave a quick nod, then before Xiao Yunzheng could even say wait, she went straight for his wrist. Nom nom! His blood supply was still pathetic. She needed him to bulk up, stat, for more delicious offerings. Our thoughtful queen decided, tomorrow, she'd hunt some animals to fatten him up. What a benevolent master. After her blood snack, she felt all warm and cozy, ready for a nap. Ah, the good life. And under Xiao Yunzheng's utterly blank stare, our girl slowly, confidently slithered onto his chest, curled up, and fell into a peaceful slumber, living her best life. Bro's probably thinking, did this little snake just claim my chest as her personal futon? Fast forward 2 days, and Xiao Yunzheng was already looking way better, even able to sit up. Our girl's healing powers, y'all. He did have one nagging thought though. Weren't his wounds healing a little too fast? But before he could connect the dots, a familiar hiss cut through his thoughts. Plot twist incoming. And there she was at the cave entrance, dragging in a whole wild chicken. Talk about providing. He quickly scanned our girl, relieved to see not a single new wound. Phew! Only then did our simp ML finally breathe a sigh of relief. But then he remembered. He's literally got nothing on him. How is he supposed to prep a whole chicken? He helplessly admitted, babe, I literally can't eat this whole raw chicken. Our girl was like, but you can. He knew snakes could swallow things whole, but this chicken looked like a T-Rex next to our tiny queen. And so one confused human and one tiny snake stared at the wild chicken, utterly at a loss. Xiao Yunzheng just shook his head, a defeated sigh escaping him. Fine, I'll stick to the wild berries then. Our girl then essentially said, no, you eat it. Like hello? Our queen hunted this for 2 whole days, respect the grind. Xiao Yunzheng could only give her the most helpless look ever. Now finally able to move, he hesitantly reached out his slender, delicate hand, gently placing it on our little snake queen's head. The audacity. Our girl's inner monologue. My head as a proud snake clan queen isn't just for casual pets, okay? But then again, this dude is my personal blood bank, so I give in, lightly nudging my head into his palm. Xiao Yunzheng's heart instantly turned into a puddle of goo. If only I had a knife though. Can't exactly eat this raw, you know. Thinking swords, I blink my tiny eyes. I know where the good swords are hidden, but I'm not sure if this guy would just use it on me. Back in the day, I saw way too many ungrateful humans pick up a weapon and suddenly they don't know you anymore. I saved him and I snacked on his blood. What if he finally realizes I'm a demon and decides to unalive me? I slowly slither over and coil myself up on his chest. Human nature? Not a gamble this girl is willing to take. In my past life, I trusted one human, and what did I get? During my critical dragon transformation tribulation, that MF teamed up with a whole squad of cultivators to jump me. So I had no choice but to self-destruct my demon core, taking all those cultivators down with me. We're talking total mutual destruction. This life I was so done with humans, like officially cancelled. If his blood wasn't literally giving me superpowers, this dude would have been a pile of bones ages ago. Watching Xiao Yunzheng slowly regain his strength, I decided to delegate food acquisition to him. My job, point the way, and, well, you know, my usual blood-sucking duties. But that night, Xiao Yun returned, and he reeked of blood, not just his own. His scent was mixed with another's, so the moment he stepped into the cave, I reared up, eyes narrowed, watching Xiao Yunjing. In his hand, a sword. He took one slow step after another towards me, looking like a literal god of death. Called it. He's got a sword, and he's totally gonna pull a betrayal on me. I reared up my upper body, baring my fangs ready to deploy my poison sac. Suddenly, Xiao Yunjing dropped the sword, stumbling slightly as he walked towards me. His voice was low and gentle. Xiao Ye, he said. Are you scared? I was like, wait, what in the cultivation world is happening right now? It wasn't until Xiao Yunjing was right in front of me that I finally saw what he was holding. A perfectly cleaned wild chicken. He reached out to pat my head, but I dodged him with a look that clearly said, ew, no. He looked at his blood-stained hand, gave a wry laugh, and muttered, yeah, I guess it is a bit dirty. With that, he set the chicken down, turned around, and walked out. A short while later, Xiao Yunzheng returned, carrying a bundle of dry firewood, and settled beside me. Then I watched him expertly start a fire and place the wild chicken over it to roast. Only then did he extend his now clean, fair hands and gently pat my head. I was stunned. A small smile flickered in Xiao Yunzheng's eyes as he said, "You've probably never had cooked food before, have you?" I blinked. No salt, but that roasted wild chicken smelled absolutely heavenly. It looked so good. But inside, Xiao Yunzheng was feeling a little down. Not long ago, he'd discovered that the people searching for him outside included his own former subordinates. Now they'd turned on him, becoming his enemies. Sometimes humans are even worse than wild beasts. Feeling Xiao Yunzheng's aura suddenly shift, I turned my head to look at him. Under the flickering firelight, his lips curved into a soft smile, and his eyes held a gentle warmth. "Wait a little longer to eat," he said. "It's not cooked yet." Ever since Xiao Yunzheng grilled that meat, I've been obsessed with this dish. Xiao Yunzheng's wounds from his outing had reopened, so I let him rest in the cave while I went out to find some prey. Luckily, my luck was on point today. Not only did I snag a wild chicken, but also a rabbit. Just as I was getting back near the cave entrance, I heard the sounds of some seriously intense fighting. I stashed my prey in a safe spot, then quickly slithered towards the commotion. Our beloved blood bank was currently wielding that sword, body swaying, completely drenched in blood. In this moment, he was a cold, calculating killing machine, his eyes sharp and utterly merciless. Even though he was facing dozens of attackers all by himself, he stood firm as a mountain, absolutely fearless. Just then, some rando with a sword lunged forward to stab him. Xiao Yunzheng raised his sword, blocking the attack. Long swords clashed and sparks flew everywhere. Xiao Yunzheng couldn't hold his ground, stumbling back a few steps. Right after, a whole squad of goons rushed him. Long swords, reeking of bone-chilling intent, came slashing down. Your girl seized the moment, lunging to sink her fangs into one of their necks. In a blink, the dude stiffened up, bleeding from every orifice and dropping dead. Classic. "Watch out, it's a venomous snake." "Oh honey, this little snake isn't just poisonous, she's critically venomous. But why didn't it attack me initially? Instead it saved me?" That thought zipped through his brain for a split second. Seeing someone lunge to stab our snake Xiao Yunzheng's pupils contracted. He immediately put out his hand to block the blade. Simp alert. His blood, it had a distinct, almost alluring scent. Drop by drop, it landed all over your girl. Snapping back to reality, my big ol' sesame seed eyes instantly went wide. Time to fly. That jerk was sneak attacking Xiao Yunzheng from behind. The long sword carved a nasty streak down Xiao Yunzheng's back. Ouch! Just a little further, and Xiao Yunzheng would have been a goner. But plotting against our ML? Nah, this white snake already had his neck in a chokehold. Her cold fangs savagely plunged into his jugular. Critical venom activated. Zero chance of survival, buddy. The moment that dude let go, Xiao Yunjing finally gave out, dropping to one knee. "Go. Your Royal Highness, today is the day your subscription to life expires." Their voices were as demonic and savage as actual demons. Your girl coiled around Xiao Yunzheng's arm, letting out an urgent hiss. No way could your girl peace out now. If she did, Xiao Yunjing was definitely toast today. Even Xiao Yunzheng's usually icy eyes showed a flicker of surprise. He tried to move his lips, wanting to say something, but too much blood was gushing out. He was so out of it he even thought, all this blood going to waste? Might as well let the little snake drink it. Bro is down bad. Your girl angrily flicked out her tongue and hissed twice. These clowns dared to hurt the walking snack bar I spent countless hours saving and nurturing. The audacity. Both sides were on high alert, no one daring to make a move. Your girl quietly channeled her remaining cultivation, secretly healing Xiao Yunzheng. The bleeding on his back stopped. Xiao Yunzheng looked at your girl with wide eyes, completely flabbergasted. Your girl slithered off him onto the ground. "Follow me." Xiao Yunzheng quickly got the memo. Ignoring his pain, he quickly followed your girl and made a break for it. Your girl finally led him to a cave. Those annoying baddies were hot on their heels. Right after, hissing sounds echoed from everywhere. Snakes of every color slithered out, flicking their tongues and staring them down. Too many snakes. And finally the screaming stopped. Less than 15 minutes later, not a single one was left alive. Slay, queen. Your girl led Xiaojun into the cave, and the snake swarm automatically parted, clearing a path for them. Ever since birth, your girl could cultivate, and with that flood dragon aura, she quickly became the undisputed snake queen of the entire swarm. "Don't be scared, hubby, they won't hurt you." Xiao Yunzheng saw the worry in your girl's eyes, and a gentle smile bloomed on his pale face. "I'm okay, are you hurt? Our simp ML strikes again." Xiao Yunzheng's gaze meticulously scanned your girl, and only after confirming no scratches. After waiting a bit, your girl went out to check the vibes, only to find everyone dead, lol. So I hissed a few times at our pretty boy Xiao Yunzheng. Xiao Yunzheng looked at me, pondered for a moment, then asked, "Should we head back?" Our queen nodded, secretly thinking, well, he is a future emperor, not completely brain dead. This snake den wasn't good for healing, so I got ready to drag him back to my own pad. On the way, I stopped and started, collecting a bunch of herbs I'd need. Meanwhile, Xiao Yunzheng's eyes just kept getting deeper. Bro is observing. She understands human nature, knows herbs, can write, and even commands 10,000 snakes. This is definitely not just some basic snake spirit. Nah, fam. Whatever this little snake demon is, he just knew this little serpent saved his life. Maybe taking her home as a pet wouldn't be so bad. Plus, this white snake seemed to really like his blood. At this point, I had no idea my personal blood bank was already planning to keep me as a pet. LOL. Once Xiao Yunzheng's injuries were fully healed, our boy knew it was time to make his move. All the people who came after him before were basically wiped out, so the next wave sent after him would probably be even more OP. Therefore, leaving the little snake here was the safest option. This journey might just be to scout things out, but absolute safety was definitely not guaranteed. He extended his arm and said, drink a bit more, I might be back late today. Bro, what? My blood bank, what's he thinking? Is he actually leaving? What's wrong? Are you full? Don't want to drink anymore? Our ML is playing mind games. Then I'll just come back a bit earlier. Wink wink. After saying that, he rubbed my head, turned around, and walked away. But your girl couldn't shake the uneasy feeling, so I secretly followed him. The weather was freezing, but Xiao Yunzheng's steps were steady AF. I stared at his shadowy back, silent for a moment. This path around here, clearly not for hunting. Straight ahead from here was the road down the mountain. So my blood bank, whom I painstakingly healed and hunted for, now wants to dip just because he's feeling better? Unacceptable. Maybe I should just bite him to death. Problem solved. After half an hour, Xiao Yunzheng spotted a villager chopping wood. Xiao Yunzheng walked forward to talk to him. I squinted my eyes, saw the villager holding an axe, and it looked like he was making a move. I bared my fangs, hissed, snack, poisonous snack. Xiao Yunzheng turned in surprise, perfectly blocking the venomous snake lunging at him. A tiny spark of joy flashed in his eyes. Then he smirked. Were you worried about me, so you followed me out here? Duh, of course I'm worried about you. I haven't even had enough of your blood yet, and you want to leave? You ungrateful human trash. Sir, that snake is poisonous. I bared my fangs, but he gently stroked me and told the villager, my apologies, this is my pet. Did she scare you? How dare you say that? I am a dignified snake spirit. How could I be a pet to a mere human like you? This is pure humiliation. I was so mad, my fangs popped out and I fiercely bit Xiao Yunzheng's wrist. The villager was horrified, but seeing Xiao Yunzheng completely unfazed and showing no signs of poisoning, he immediately gained a newfound respect for this self-proclaimed mountain hermit. This is Yuxi Mountain, and below is Yu Family Zhuang. Sir, if you don't mind, you can come down the mountain with me. I gritted my teeth, my fangs sinking in a little deeper. Sure enough, my blood bank was really about to leave. Xiao Yunzheng looked at me, then his gaze fell back on the villager. Thank you, but there's no need. I can manage on my own. Bidding farewell to the villagers, Xiao Yunzheng looked deep in thought as he led our little dragon down the mountain. As our girl flicked her tongue at the villagers, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, especially how they reacted to Xiao Yunzheng's face. Xiao Yunzheng saw our girl looking and making sounds at the villagers, his gaze deepening. You noticed it too, didn't you? Our girl nodded, her tiny eyes fixed on Xiao Yunzheng's face. But our pretty boy's expression remained perfectly stoic. No need to worry, he said. Today I'm just scouting the situation. If things get hairy, we'll just head back. Who's worried about you? Our girl hissed twice in defiance. She's still holding a grudge that he once thought of her as prey. Obvia. Xiao Yunzheng let out a little chuckle. My little snake worrying about me is just too adorable, he cooed. And so, one simp ML and one adorable snake quickly made their way down the mountain. Below the mountain was indeed Yuejia Zhuang, but before they could even step foot in the town, around 20 people came charging at them from the opposite direction, weapons drawn. Our master said to take him alive. Charge! And with that, the horde swarmed them. Xiao Yunzheng's movements were lightning fast, and with one swift strike, he took down one of them. But at this exact moment, our girl felt something was very wrong. Her whole body was burning up, and the sight of blood sent her into a frenzied excitement, as if all her power was being awakened. She stretched out, her body feeling like it was about to tear in two. Xiao Yunzheng gently scooped her up, tucking her safely into his embrace. Be a good little girl and wait here, he commanded. Our simp ML clearly sensed her abnormality, but with those sword-crazed hooligans still standing, he couldn't just whisk her away. So when he looked up, his long, narrow eyes, usually like dark ink, were now stained with a deeper, more dangerous hue. His entire aura turned sharp and aggressive, and our girl felt incredibly uneasy. This wasn't just uneasy, it felt like every single time she shed her skin. Logically, it was hibernation season, and snakes don't shed their skin during hibernation. That's like basic snake biology, people. Tucked into Xiao Yunzhang's chest, feeling his steady heartbeat and body warmth, she could feel that old skin slowly ripping apart. The pain was so intense, she instinctively bared her fangs and bit into his chest. Xiao Yunzhang's body barely flinched, quickly recovering as he continued to swing his sword, taking down foe after foe. But then, plot twist. With only 5 goons left, they saw our simp ML's insane skills. A nasty glint flashed in their eyes as they exchanged glances, then all lunged for his head and shoulders at once. Xiao Yunzhang clearly knew their dirty tactics, letting out a cold scoff before expertly dodging. But who would have guessed, 2 other guys were actually aiming for his chest? The killing intent emanating from Xiao Yunzhang absolutely skyrocketed. Even in his hurried dodge, their swords managed to nick his chest. And then, things got even weirder. Xiao Yunzhang's movements became even swifter, his entire being radiating icy coldness, and his phoenix eyes, they were now stained crimson with blood. Meanwhile, our girl was thrashing and rolling on the ground, unable to stop. She could feel that skin, little by little, being torn from her body. The pain, absolutely excruciating. All she felt was an uncontrollable rage burning in her chest, her body stretching and growing, her eyes filling with so much blood they turned a blazing, furious red. Seeing this, Xiao Yunzhang's face went completely grim, and those remaining goons still wouldn't give up, trying to attack our girl. A truly savage glint flashed in Xiao Yunzhang's eyes as he immediately shielded our precious girl. His flying sword tore through the air, and 2 more enemies immediately bit the dust. Xiao Yunzhang, still wielding his sword with one hand, tried to grab our girl with the other, intent on making their escape. But by now our girl could barely move. The moment Xiao Yunzhang's hand touched her, she convulsed with pain, stretching out her body, her bloodshot eyes blazing as she savagely bit into him again. Xiao Yunzhang's eyes were now filled with pure panic, his brows furrowed in a tight knot. He knew they couldn't stay here a second longer. And with that, our pretty boy grabbed onto our queen and pulled her up. Xiao Yunjing's movements didn't slow, rushing straight for Yueshi village, but as they reached the foothills behind it, the surrounding spiritual energy suddenly grew heavy. And then, our queen, still in his arms, suddenly cried out in pain, shooting up and then falling to the ground. Xiao Yunzhang's reflexes were lightning fast, but even he couldn't catch her in time. Your Royal Highness, you really made us search for a long time. Xiao Yunzhang's expression turned absolutely grim. Around 30 people appeared, swords flashing with murderous intent, clearly here to finish our pretty boy off right here, right now. As battle erupted, our girl thrashed, crying out in agony as her snakeskin began to tear, shedding completely. The pain was so intense, she let out a human-like scream that echoed through heaven and earth. Xiao Yunzhang and everyone else stared, completely stunned. The gigantic python stretched out for tens of feet, with a triangular head, icy pupils, and fangs sharp as a demon's. Absolute terror descended upon them. Everyone was utterly flabbergasted by the giant snake. As if sensing the danger, our queen lunged with terrifying speed. Help! Monster. Our girl was in a killing frenzy, her eyes red, completely devoid of their usual warmth and familiarity. As our queen fiercely lashed out with her long tail, Xiao Yunzhang deftly dodged, but the sword in his hand remained sheathed. Bro couldn't bring himself to swing. After dodging a few more times, our girl grew enraged, swinging her serpentine head to glare intensely at Xiao Yunjing. That ferocious gaze seemed to want to tear Xiao Yunzhang into 100 pieces. Xiao Yunzhang knew our queen had completely lost her mind. The snake's tail whipped out, sending Xiao Yunzhang crashing to the ground. He was finally out of strength, but even though he held his sword, he couldn't bear to actually stab our queen's vital point. Our simp ML, everyone. He already had a wound on his shoulder, and that whip strike tore it open, making blood gush out relentlessly. Xiao Yunjing frowned and closed his eyes, but our queen, baring her fangs, lunged forward. Xiao Yunzhang subtly shifted his body, exposing his bleeding, injured shoulder right before the snake's jaws. Bro wants to be bitten. The giant snake's fangs, far sharper than any ordinary snake's, clamped down hard, tearing the wound wider. Excruciating pain immediately spread through his body, turning Xiao Yunzhang's face ghostly white, but he could feel his blood rapidly flowing into the giant snake, in a way he understood all too well. A faint, knowing smile touched the corners of his pale lips. As expected, my little snake truly does enjoy my blood. Bro is down bad. Suddenly, thunder and lightning roared overhead, echoing across the sky. Xiao Yunzhang's heart jolted with alarm, and he looked up. Under the blinding flash of lightning, that gigantic snake head suddenly transformed into an enchanting, exquisitely beautiful face. Xiao Yunzhang stared blankly at our queen, no longer surprised like before. Whether it was the shock of the lightning or Xiao Yunzhang's unwavering gaze, our queen's consciousness slowly began to return. Seeing Xiao Yunzhang's bloodless face, Then, looking down at her own massive snake body, our queen let out 2 embarrassed hisses, slowly stopping her blood-sucking feast. Her eyes darted back to Xiao Yunjing, then lifted to stare at the ominous dark clouds. Damn you heavens, I'm just trying to shed my skin and level up, and you're sending a whole lightning tribulation my way? Rude. As if the heavens heard her complaining, the thunder clouds began to gather once more. Oh, it hurt her all right. Seeing it was about to strike our queen, she telepathically screamed, "It's coming for me! Get out!" Xiao Yunzheng, somehow understanding our queen's unspoken command, clutched his bleeding shoulder and immediately stood up. "My little snake, you're finally awake. How are you feeling? Does your body still hurt?" He had seen the pain in her eyes then, and it had hurt his heart deeply. Hearing Xiao Yunzheng's questions, our queen felt a warm flutter in her chest. Just moments ago, our girl had actually harbored murderous intent towards Xiao Yunzheng. Our queen had thought Xiao Yunzheng would strike her down, but he hadn't. He never even tried to kill her for her treasures. Guess this walking supply of provisions isn't so bad after all, our girl thought to herself. My body still hurts. After shedding her skin, she would be in a period of extreme weakness. With a mighty crash, several trees fell, even sparking and turning to charcoal. Good thing our queen and Xiao Yunzheng dodged like their lives depended on it, or that lightning would have fried us both. Xiao Yunzheng glanced at our queen, then frowned, his gaze fixed on the heavens. The thunderclouds were still churning, and that lightning? It had our queen's name written all over it. Could it be that this little snake really is a demon, just as he suspected, and now, because she's suddenly transforming into a mang, she's brought down a heavenly tribulation? The image of that peerless beauty flashed before Xiao Yunzheng's eyes, and he instantly locked his gaze onto our queen. And just like that, another bolt of lightning came crashing down. At the last second, Xiao Yunzheng leapt. Our simp ML was seriously injured. Even our queen was shooketh. Our queen froze, watching Xiao Yunzheng cough up blood, his back scorched black. For some reason, her eyes stung. Like she's literally a snake, she doesn't have tear ducts. What even is this feeling? At this moment, our queen's entire snake body couldn't help but tremble. Xiao Yunzheng was quiet for a beat too. Even he probably didn't expect to suddenly body block a lightning bolt for a literal snake bros confused. Seeing our queen's worried gaze, he reached out his slender, capable hands and gently placed them on her snake head. "Don't worry," he rasped. "I'm fine. Let's go, quickly." Our queen nudged him gently, then looked up at the sky again. Yep, another lightning bolt was brewing. They were almost at the cave, but the path was getting increasingly difficult. Our queen flicked her tongue, her aching body pulling Xiao Yunzheng along, every step a struggle. Finally, they reached a slope, where there was a small alcove, just big enough to shelter one person from the storm. Xiao Yunzheng seemed to understand what our queen was thinking. He panted, giving our queen a disapproving look. "This heavenly tribulation is mine," she hissed. "You're immortal, you can't take this. Stay here, little snake." But our queen just whipped her head around, flicked her tongue at him, and plunged into the darkness without a backward glance. His heart plummeted. The sky was pitch black, ripped apart by flashes of white lightning. Our queen gritted her teeth, her entire body suddenly radiating white specks of light. They condensed into a fierce ball of white energy, charged with killing intent, and shot straight for the sky. It collided with the incoming heavenly tribulation, sending fierce sparks flying everywhere. But alas, it still couldn't stop the tribulation's overwhelming power. Good thing her spiritual energy blocked some of it, or else if that hit her snake form directly, our queen would be instantly incinerated into ash. Yikes. Our queen's body ached so badly she trembled, unable to move a single inch. But thankfully, that was the last lightning bolt. Phew! Just then, a strange cry echoed from the distance. Ignoring her wounds, our queen stretched herself, her cold reptilian pupils fixed on what was ahead. A normal snake shouldn't be able to transform into a mang in such a short amount of time. As far as our queen knew, it took at least 100 years, if not more. Yet here she was, 80 to 90 years ahead of schedule. Even if she was a genius in this life, she couldn't possibly advance that fast. Thinking it over, the only abnormal thing she'd encountered recently was the blood from that secret storage. A decision formed in our queen's mind, but the aftermath of this forced advancement would be severe. She was so weak now, even moving her snake body took every ounce of her strength. But our girl boss was not about to die like this, certainly not as someone else's snack. Suddenly, our queen's eyes flashed. A fox was approaching in the distance. Its entire body was covered in brilliant red fur, and its narrow, foxy eyes glinted with an eerie turquoise light. Our queen let out a warning hiss. The red fox sensed the killing intent and danger, but it didn't back down. Instead, it observed carefully. Our queen seized her chance, giving the red fox no time to properly assess her. Her massive snake body whipped its tail forward aggressively, showing not a single hint of weakness. Girl boss energy. The red fox lowered its head, its front paws furiously scraping the ground, letting out a low growl. As the snake's tail lashed out, its eyes flashed, and it shot into the air. Its sharp fangs aimed straight for our... That red fox, literally throwing caution to the wind, was dead set on getting a bite of our FL's juicy snaky self. This crafty red fox dodged our queen's venomous fangs multiple times, did a whole-ass flip, and then lunged straight for her 7 inches, like some kind of unkillable boss monster. Sharp teeth dug into our FL's scales, but because she dodged, it missed her vitals by that much. Phew! But alas, those razor-sharp fox claws still managed to rip a small wound right around our queen's weak spot. Ugh. Seeing this, the red fox let out 2 smug ow yips, then rudely dipped its head to slurp up some blood and flesh. The audacity. Because apparently our FL's snaky bits were this fox's ultimate cheat meal. But wait, just as the fox was getting comfy, our FL's giant snake head, fangs glinting coldly, brutally plunged into that red fox's body. Get him, queen!
The red fox's eyes?
Pure WTF just happened disbelief. It was so confident it had this in the bag today, only to end up as this LOL. The red fox thrashed around like a glitching NPC until it finally gave up the ghost. Rip bozo. Done with the deed, our FL turned her majestic snake head to a certain direction and let out a loud AF call. And quick as a wink, a figure slowly emerged from that very direction. It's showtime. Little snake is so fierce, our ML already simping. Duh, obviously, your girl is a full-blown dignified snake king. Xiao Yunjing's gaze immediately locked onto the wound on our FL's 7 inches. Big concern energy. She's just too clumsy sometimes. Bro, that's not what happened, she got injured fighting. That spot was already a tiny boo-boo, but this red fox literally ripped it open more. Thanks, I hate it. Then our ML gently, oh so gently, placed his hand right on her 7 inches, and in that split second our FL's entire snaky body went rigid. She was so stunned, she didn't even notice Xiao Yunjing calling her the dignified snake king. A little silly. The audacity. Our FL swiftly whipped her head around, eyes now glued to Xiao Yunjing. What's this pretty boy up to? His facial features? Absolutely stunning. Just a little pale, with those deep dark phoenix eyes that gave away absolutely nothing. Mysterious much? Her stiff body slowly started to relax, eventually allowing his hand to stay put on her 7 inches. Baby steps, folks. But her eyes were still laser-focused on Xiao Yunjing's hand, always watching, always analyzing. In this very moment, our FL actually felt a tiny spark of trust for him. Is this character development? She literally thought, wait, this is the first time someone's touched my vulnerable spot, and I haven't tried to kill them yet. Growth. But also, he was the first dummy to ever take a literal lightning strike for her. So this emergency ration? She's officially putting him under her protection from now on. Xiao Yunjing noticed our FL's subtle shift, a tiny smirk playing on his lips as he sprinkled healing powder onto her wound. He knows. He knew our FL had special healing abilities, but he also knew, if she could heal herself right now, her injuries wouldn't be this bad, and she wouldn't be too exhausted to even slither. This man is observing. Our FL was a little taken aback, then just silently watched Xiao Yunjing's ministrations. She's kinda impressed, NGL. This guy is such a dummy, our FL thought. That healing medicine was already scarce, his entire back was fried black from lightning, and lightning wounds are no joke to heal, yet he didn't save any for himself? Sir! Once the medicine was applied, Xiao Yunjing's body gave a tiny involuntary tremor. He's running on fumes, y'all. He took a deep breath, then slowly eased himself down. My heart. This fox fur is actually pretty good, he mumbled. Once we're ready to go, we can take it and turn it into a fur cloak later. Xiao Yunjing said, then shot a quick glance at our FL. He's waiting for her reaction. Our ML, however, was already picturing that absolutely stunning face of hers. If this vibrant red fox fur was turned into a cloak for her, she'd be serving peak immortal fairy, descended to the mortal realm energy. Simp level, max. Our FL's eyes literally lit up. She thought this idea was indeed chef's kiss. I like my emergency ration suggestion, she thought, but this fox fur low-key stinks. Not a fan of the smell, actually. But if her emergency ration wore a vibrant red fox fur cloak, she gazed at Xiao Yunjing's face and thought, yeah, that scene would be absolutely stunning. Red robes like fire, a naturally regal aura. Just as our FL was deep in her dreamy imagination, a white jade-like wrist suddenly reached out, pressing against her lips. Drink, he commanded. Gasp! Once you've had your fill and regained some strength, we'll head back. Our FL slowly lifted her head, staring at Xiao Yunjing, as if nothing had happened. His face was already ghastly pale, looking like he could just keel over any second. Yikes. She paused, a moment of genuine hesitation. Even though she was seriously craving blood right now, and just thinking about the taste made her mouth water, like a broken faucet, she just couldn't bring herself to do it. The internal struggle is real. I can still hold on, he whispered. You drink. Once you've had enough, he reasoned, you'll have the strength to drag me back. You know, he added, my blood is quite beneficial to you. Xiao Yunjing's words made our FL's jaw drop. She stared at him, eyes wide like saucers, absolutely floored he was this perceptive. He sees her. Xiao Yunjing. Being the simp ML he is, absolutely adored. Seeing little snake make human-like expressions. Right now she just looked adorably bewildered. Chef's kiss. What's there to be so shy about, He practically purred. This man's blood is seriously something else, our FL mused internally. I only figured it out after observing him day after day. The real question is his blood only special for me, or does it work its magic on other creatures too? My secret stash, my rules. This intel's on a need-to-know basis, and Xiao Yunjing gets zilch on my actual power levels. 'Cause people are just not to be trusted in this cultivation world. What if he finds out my blood is that special and tries to pull a puppet master move? Nah, fam. Okay, let's get this over with. Chomp. Your girl's already feeling wiped. Once I'm done with this blood binge, can you take lil ol me home? His eyes, dark as the void but sparkling brighter than my future, locked onto me, and guess what was shining in them? Yours truly. He just kept smiling and staring right into my soul. Kinda unsettling, not gonna lie. Okay, fine. It's low-key kinda nice though. Nobody's ever looked at me like I'm the only person in their whole universe before. So I dodged Xiao Yunzheng's intense stare, lowered my head and went for the jugular, I mean his wrist. As his blood flowed, our simp ML's consciousness started fading, and his body went chillier than my ex's heart. Suddenly, I let out a yelp of pure shock. Xiao Yunzheng's eyes snapped open just in time to see a tiny white blur by his feet. Wait, did this lil snake just turn back into a human? Xiao Yunzheng raised his arm, took one look at my totally helpless little face, and couldn't help but crack up. But now I was the one, feeling inexplicably bummed. How was I supposed to carry him home now? Look, I felt way better after that blood feast, totally recharged. But then, poof, I shrunk into this tiny thing. How am I supposed to carry my Xiao Yunjing back now, huh? Our ML Xiao Yunjing used a tree to prop himself up, grabbed me tight and declared, time to head back, little one. He took one wobbly step and nearly face-planted. I could feel his body shaking, and slowly I lowered my head. I wrapped myself around his arm, feeling every single one of his unsteady steps, the way his muscles twitched and strained. And then it hit me. His body was getting ice cold, even colder than mine, he who used to be the warmest. I flicked my tongue out towards his face. His lips were cracked and pale, pressed tight, hair all over the place, but still, that stubborn glint in his eyes. Suddenly I stretched out, fully alert. A noise, stay sharp. Xiao Yunzheng froze, a grim look on his face. Then he started moving again, faster now, with an undeniable urgency. If my little snake ears weren't deceiving me, that was a wolf howl. The echoing howls made my tiny head spin. I locked onto a massive ancient tree. No time to run, ML, get up that tree, stat, the wolves are here. Our boy Xiao Yunzheng used his sword to prop himself up, and with wolves snapping at his heels, he finally scrambled up that tree. He was panting, drenched in cold sweat, looking like he'd just run a marathon. Below them, 4 hulking wolves circled the tree, heads tilted back, their eyes glowing with that eerie, we're gonna eat you green light. But oh no, our ML Xiao Yunzheng was starting to get a fever. When it rains, it pours, folks. At this rate, our pretty boy wasn't gonna last much longer. These weren't your average fluffy pups, okay? These were 4 adult wolves, almost human-sized, rippling with muscle and raw power. The wolves exchanged a glance, clearly planning to ram that tree right down. Good thing we picked a thick tree. It could handle a few bumps from these beasts, but this wasn't a long-term strategy. Xiao Yunzheng's eyes were glazing over. He was practically ready to pass out. I flicked my tongue out and gently coiled myself. Xiao Yunzheng must have sensed my plan because he reached out and grabbed me. Don't even think about it, little one. It's super dangerous down there. Just wait a sec. Dude, you're practically a fainting goat right now. What else can you even do? Okay, fine. But does Lil Snake have a plan? I'll just zip down there and give him a good old chomp. Plus being small makes me extra speedy and agile, TBH. Just let me deploy my venom. One bite, one wolf, easy. Xiao Yunzheng closed his eyes, and when they opened again, all that weakness was gone, replaced with an icy, bone-chilling determination. He suddenly flashed a smile. Hold on a little longer. I'll go distract them. Hey, Lil Snake, can you actually use your venom? That specific wolf is our weak spot. Once I go in, you follow up. And try not to die, okay? Our pretty boy gripped his sword, shot me a quick glance, then Xiao Yunzheng launched himself straight into the fray. His blood flashed a chilling gleam in chaos. Xiao Yunzheng, ever the main character, took the initiative and charged straight for the strongest wolf. And just like that, the battle exploded. I watched, look, he shook. Wait, bro's still running a fever, and barely has any strength left, so why is he out here acting like a whole unit? His movements were so fluid, I gotta admit, I was kinda stunned. With every swing of his sword, every move pulsed cultivation energy, radiated pure killing intent. This man was on fire. But deep down, I knew our pretty boy was already running on fumes. Then a gray wolf lunged, its fur practically glowing with menace, sharp claws aiming straight for Xiao Yunzheng's neck. Girl boss to the rescue. I lunged in, sinking my fangs right into that wolf. That wolf was absolutely shook, thrashing around like it had seen a ghost. Honey, I'm too agile for that. I dodged and weaved, not letting it lay a single claw on me. No time to waste. I twisted my body, already locked onto my next target. Xiao Yunzheng watched us, one human, one snake, and in that moment our teamwork was chef's kiss perfect. Once all 4 wolves were poisoned, I scaled a tree, observing Xiao Yunzheng skillfully evade the rest of the pack. Finally, with a flourish, he used a light footwork technique, literally bouncing off a wolf head to soar into the air. My venom is deadly, sure, but I only got a single bite on each one, so it wouldn't take effect instantly. Xiao Yunzheng slumped onto the tree branch, utterly exhausted. My poor baby was running on empty. My heart was pounding with worry. If only I could transform back into my true giant snake form, I could totally carry Xiao Yunzheng home. So I closed my eyes, blocked out all my senses, and forced my chaotic thoughts to calm down. Suddenly, shimmering white specks of light began to flow into my body, forming this super mystical unique energy current. I snapped my eyes open. Mission accomplished. My body had grown several times larger, back to my full glorious giant snake form. I slithered down the tree, gently coiled my gigantic tail around Xiao Yunzheng, and zoomed us straight to the safety of a cave. And get this, my post-transformation weakness only lasted 2 days this time. After that, my cultivation speed literally doubled. Talk about a glow-up. I looked at Xiao Yunzheng, and not gonna lie, he looked like the most precious treasure I'd ever seen. Honestly, he's the biggest, most unexpected blessing I got since my rebirth. He's still a lucky queen. Cultivating and gaining power is literally my survival prerequisite. Now, because of him, that timeline just got shortened by like a bazillion years. Happy vibes mean faster cultivation for me, so it's a win-win. Plus, my body can even transform however I want now. I can't quite turn into a human yet, but honestly, no rush, I'm chillin'. Seeing Xiao Yunzheng still up cold, I snuck out, found a tiny piece of ice, and gently placed it on his parched lips, watching his cracked lips finally get a little color back. My heart it went, doki doki. And I started channeling my spear energy into him again, healing his injury like a pro. With my precious spear energy nourishing him, all the minor injuries on Xiao Yunzheng's body started to heal up, slowly but surely. Even though a serious wound on his back was no longer life-threatening, after 2 whole days being out cold, Xiao Yunzheng finally slowly flooded his eyes open. Yes, you're finally awake, you beautiful sleepyhead. I'm awake, he hummed. Are your wounds healed, my little rescuer? Healed ages ago, darling. Xiao Yunzheng's gaze, slow and warm, finally landed on me. Wait, how did you even get me back here? And why do I feel like you've, shrunk again? Hearing Xiao Yunzheng's confusion, I gave a proud little hiss, then decided to put on a show and demonstrate my brand new discovery for him. And so Xiao Yunzheng was blessed with the spectacle of a tiny snake transforming into a majestic giant python right before his eyes. A slow smile curved his lips, but his eyes, they were pitch black, holding nothing but the image of one mischievous little snake. Yender flags? Maybe. Obsessed? Definitely. You can shrink, you can grow big. Calling you little snake doesn't quite cut it anymore, does it? I think it's time I give you a proper name. My little snake heart swelled. I nodded vigorously, hissed twice, and my eyes practically sparkled. Xiao Yunzheng gently cut his palm, curdling a curled up form. Pure rainbow with Hufos. What does our little snake queen want to be called? White as snow, a Jiao dragon snake. I'll take blood as your surname, and Jiao as your name. How about Shu Jiao? Bro's already thinking about family names. He says it all so happily, and when I look up, his handsome face is right there. A little smile plays on his lips, but his eyes, bro, his eyes are a dark, swirling vortex, pulling me in, inch by inch, and I can't escape.
What's wrong?
Don't you like this name? Xiao Yunzheng's voice is so deep and gentle like a siren call, pulling me back to reality. I like it a lot. So I wrap myself around his long slim finger, just a little science. Like. Then can I call you Jiao from now on? He's already claiming her. I never thought someone would rename me in this life, and this name? It's literally the same as my past lives. One man, one snake, living their best life. It only took 10 days for Xiao Yunzheng's injuries to fully heal. Talk about a speed recovery. But I could tell Xiao Yunzheng was super anxious. Things were clearly not okay. Because after that day, people started pouring to the mountains. And I mean, a lot of people. My personal snake reconnaissance team in the cave poured back. And among them, someone called the second prince. The second prince himself showed up, so this time, but clearly, going for a no mistakes allowed plan to turn His Royal Highness the Crown Prince into a permanent ghost. Which means Xiao Yunzheng has to get back ASAP, and without anyone knowing he's alive. So now that Xiao Yunzheng's healed, he's probably about to return to his royal duties. Xiao Yunzheng's gaze lands on my eyes. Tomorrow, when I go down the mountain, will you come with me? He tilts his head, his deep voice asking, Jiao, have you ever thought about leaving this place? I stayed silent for a moment. I haven't gone anywhere in ages, so my personal walking food supply wants to take me along. Is he for real? Next day, Xiao Yunzheng went down the mountain, and naturally I followed. This trip into the city was super smooth. Xiao Yunzheng went to an inn, sold the rabbit he hunted on the way for some cash, and even ordered us some food. Sir, this white snake is truly a top-grade specimen. Pure white as snow, not a single blemish. Suddenly, a middle-aged man walks up, sits directly across from Xiao Yunzheng, his eyes burning with a crazy fervor. He shakily reaches out to grab me. Xiao Yunzheng's eyes turn ice cold. He slams his chopsticks down with a sharp clack, stopping the man dead in his tracks. I flick out my tongue, already coiled around Xiao Yunzheng's arm. Xiao Yunzheng raises a finger gently stroking me, while radiating an icy aura as he stares down the man. What exactly do you mean, sir? Sir, is this snake for sale? I bare my fangs fiercely at him. This guy reeked of snakes. His eyes were sinister and vicious, and I could feel a genuine threat from him. Xiao Yunzheng's eyes darkened. Not for sale. Sir, you might want to reconsider. This snake is highly venomous. You might treat it like a pet, but snakes are cold-blooded creatures. They love nothing more than biting the hand that feeds them. By then, you won't even have time to save yourself. What's the point of losing your life over a snake? This is my food stash. As long as he doesn't kill me, I won't bite him. I stick out my tongue at the guy, let out a couple of defiant hisses, then turn to look at Xiao Yunzheng. Is he going to hand me over to this snake catcher? May I ask, sir, if this snake were sold to you, what would its fate be? Why is Xiao Yunzheng asking that? He wants to sell me. He listened to the snake catcher. He thinks I'm cold-blooded and will bite him later. I tried to read something in his eyes, but there was nothing there. In that moment, a chill washed over me. I might be cold-blooded, but that feeling was bone-chilling. I bared my fang fiercely and turned towards his wrist. The snake catcher saw my move and a glint of triumph flared in his eyes. He was just waiting for me to strike. He's a snake. Kill snake for its bile, skin it for its hide. Even the scales fed a good price. So, how much are you looking to collect from it? Get lost. She's my precious treasure. Even if she's super toxic, I wouldn't complain one bit. Besides, she hasn't hurt me at all. Not now, not ever. So don't let me ever see your face again. Otherwise, everything you just said will be your exact undoing. Our ML's eyes were like pure ice, radiating absolute chill. Even after Xiao Yunzheng walked away, the entire tavern was still silent as a graveyard. Was a Jiao just scared stiff? Or is she seething with anger? Xiao Yunzheng's eyes still had a hint of blood in their corners, literally bursting from pure unadulterated rage. But facing our girl, Bro turned into a total softy puddle. Meanwhile, our girl was still silently sipping her blood. I totally thought he was gonna sell me off. Like with my power, being sold wouldn't end up like that trash snake catcher said, but betrayal? Oh, she hates it with a passion, thanks to past trauma. Just like in her past life, when that loser betrayed her, our girl would rather self-destruct her entire soul than let her enemy reincarnate. Soul scattering, forever unreborn, that's the vibe. Before this, she'd wondered what terrible fate awaited snakes caught by that dude. And turns out it's pretty dang pitiful. So, I'm not gonna let you fall into that kind of situation, a Jiao. A Jiao, no matter what, I will never let you get into such danger again. Our ML whispered these promises, soft as a cloud. Our girl lowered her head, blinking subtly. She sneakily glanced up, only to get lost in his gentle gaze. So firm yet utterly tender. She instinctively wanted to pull away, but internally, a wave of indescribable joy washed over her heart. She, as long as you never betray me, I promise to protect you for the rest of our lives. And just like that, while Xiao Yunzheng had no clue, our girl secretly made her own vow for the future. So this time, if I go back to the capital city, a Jiao, will you come with me? What if a Jiao slept alone and God forbid she accidentally gets caught by that snake catching creep again? Xiao Yunzheng just thinking about that scenario sent an uncontrollable brutal wave killing intent surging through him, and dare flags anyone. He closed his eyes, and when they opened again, his voice was like 2 tones deeper, laced with pure intensity. Jiao, I'm genuinely truly worried about you, my dear. Please, come back to the capital city so I can protect you, okay? Okay. A Jiao, you're agreeing to this, right? His lips curved into the sweetest little smile, all that icy demeanor totally gone. Bro looked like he was basking in sunshine, gentle as precious.